Hello everyone. So we are going to start the next part of the pharmaceutical engineering, that is the heat transfer. So first of all we need to have a basic idea regarding the heat transfer. Then we are going to discuss how the concept of heat transfer is utilized in the pharmaceutical unit operation. So first of all, what is heat? So heat is a form of energy, right? So when this form of energy is used in any sort of reaction or in any work, then the work can be completed for those process which need the heat as the activation energy. I repeat, there are some process are there in the pharmaceutical unit operation for which if we want to start the process, we need to give or we need to supply the heat. These are generally the endothermic reaction, right? Apart from that, there are other types of work or activities where the heat it is provided to complete or accomplish the work. Now, the heat is a form of energy. It is used in the pharmaceutical unit operation, right? So basically in this unit heat transfer, first of all we need to know what is the heat. So we have already discussed heat, it is a form of energy, right? Now this form of energy can be used for starting, or you can say initiating, starting any reaction or process. Reaction oblique process, right? Now, as we know that this heat, it is now used or utilized in the pharmaceutical operation, unit operation. So, how the heat it is transferred, right? How the heat it is transferred. So, the next concept is the heat transfer concept. So this is the actual concept. The name of the chapter it is also the heat transfer. Now how this heat transfer it takes place in the pharmaceutical unit operation. So first of all, the heat transfer applications which includes in the pharmaceutical unit operations are evaporation, distillation, drying, crystallization and sterilization. So we are going to discuss each of them. Most of these terms you are quite aware of, right? So first term it is the evaporation. So what do you mean by the term evaporation? Evaporation is simply application of the heat. Simple application of the heat to convert the liquid into gaseous stage, right? So in the process of evaporation, simply if we consider there is a beaker, right? Here you have the solvent. If we apply the heat here, after some time, the liquid will start evaporating. It will escape out. This concept, evaporation concept, it is used in the pharmaceutical operation to concentrate the drug extract. What do you mean by concentrate? Means to increase the concentration. Suppose we have got 500 ml of some extract. 500 ml of some extract after extracting from the plant part, right? Now this 500 ml may have around 20 to 30 mg of the active constituent, right? But here this 20 to 30 mg of the active constituent it is present in 500 ml, which is very dilute. So what we can do in such process, we can simply evaporate. So that this 500 can comes down before once you will start the process of the evaporation, right? The solvent will start evaporating. At this 500 ml it will come down to around your 250, sometimes 200 ml, right? Where you have got a concentrated product. So to get a concentrated product, we use the process of evaporation in the pharmaceutical unit operation, right? The next one, it is your distillation. So what is distillation? Distillation concept, simple meaning is that first of all we are going to heat the liquid, right? Now once the liquid will be heated, the liquid will get converted into vapor, right? So now this vapor will be again condensed. This vapor will be again condensed to convert it back to the liquid. Now suppose if a liquid component, suppose this is a liquid component, here we have 2 to 3 different components, means part. A is there, B is there, C is there. The A part, it is having a different temperature of vaporization, B is having a different temperature of vaporization, C is having a different temperature of vaporization, right? So based on the different temperature, they will evaporate after some time. Means suppose A is more volatile in nature, it will immediately evaporate. B is less volatile, it will go in the second part or second phase. C is less, means it is negligible or it is non-volatile, it will remain there only. So in a simple distillation apparatus, there is nothing but we will have one round bottom flask, right? This round bottom flask can be kept in a heating furnace or heating muffle, or sometimes you can directly give the heat, right? From here you see the liquids are there. Once you will start the process, the vapor it will be collected in this pipe. Now this pipe will be allowed to pass through a chamber which will have running water, cold running water. This chamber, it is known as condenser. This is known as condenser because this chamber, it will condense the vapor back to the liquid, and the liquid or the product can be collected here. Simply, in this simple way, you can also get the distilled water that is produced, that is used in our day-to-day life activity. The next concept, it is your drying. So where the drying process is used, we all know that for manufacturing of tablets, we first of all need to make the granules, right? Now these granules, they contain the drug particles along with the additives, right? So there are basically two methods of granulation. One, it is the dry granulation, another one, it is the wet granulation. In the wet granulation, we are going to give, or we are going to use a solvent, right, to mix the drug and the additives. So there are some condition or some criteria where these granules need to be dried. In such condition, if you want to dry the granule before converting this granule into tablet, what you are going to do? Basically, we use a heat spray dryer. Heat spray dryer over the granules so that these granules can dry up, and this dried granule can be now used for the process of tablet preparation, right? So this is the method of drying. Drying means simply it is nothing but the release of the vapor, from the wet substance. The next concept of heat transfer, which is utilized in the pharmaceutical operation, it is the crystallization. So what is crystallization? Basically, if we want to crystallize something, anything that may be your salt, sugar, drug, whatever it is, the simple way is that first of all we need to make a saturated solution. What is saturated solution? Saturated solution means it is a solution where no more solute can be added, because in a saturated solution, after attaining the saturated concentration, if we add more amount of the solid or the solute, this solute, it is not going to get dissolved in that liquid, right? So in the process of crystallization, if we take a saturated solution, right, if we take a saturated solution and if we heat that saturated solution, this saturated solution will produce the crystal of the solute. This saturated solution will produce the crystal of the solute. So thus it can be used in the process of crystallization. Moreover, sometimes even you can cool the saturated solution, even you can freeze the saturated solution. Freezing of the saturated solution also makes out the crystal. And the last one, it is the sterilization. So it is the very much important aspect of utilization of heat in the pharmaceutical industry, as because most of the parenteral product means the product which are meant to be given IV or IM or SC, intravenous, intramuscular or subcutaneous, right? Apart from that, ophthalmic product are also need to be properly sterilized. Any product, any pharmaceutical product which is having a vehicle or which has chances of contamination, those products which are intended to be entered into the body cavity, like your nose, ear, eyes, whatever it is, those products need to be sterilized before the use, right? So the intravenous product, intramuscular, subcutaneous, ophthalmic, otic product, whatever it is, they need to be sterilized, and in the process of sterilization, we use the heat. So basically, if we see, there are two methods of sterilization using heat. One, it is the dry heat sterilization. Another one, it is the moist heat sterilization. So in the dry heat sterilization, we are going to simply give the heat to the substance, so that the microbes can be killed. The process of sterilization, the definition of sterilization is a process. Sterilization can be defined as a process which will ensure you complete absence of both viable as well as non-viable microorganism and its byproduct, right? So for the sterilization, we can use the dry heat sterilization, where we are going to directly use the heat as such, and in the moist heat we are going to use steam. In the moist heat sterilization, like your autoclave, we are going to use the steam. Why we use the steam? Because the latent heat of steam, it is more. Moreover, the steam has a high penetration power. So in such cases, you can use the moist heat sterilization. Okay? So now coming to the next part. The next part it is, okay, now the next thing is the mechanism of heat transfer. So how or what are the mechanism behind the heat transfer? So the transfer of the heat from one part to another part in any of the component, it is based on three basic methods. Number one, it is the conduction. Number two, it is the convection. Number three, it is the radiation. Right? So now we are going to have a brief idea regarding these three methods. So first of all, what is conduction? So as per the definition of conduction is a method. I repeat, conduction is a method for transfer of heat by virtue of momentum of the atoms or molecule which is in touch. I repeat, the conduction is a method of transfer of heat by virtue of the momentum of the atom or molecules which is in touch. For example, suppose this is a candle. Right, this is a candle. Now, if we hold one rod, small rod here with our hand, suppose we hold a small rod with our hand, small pin with our hand, then in such case, what we used to see first, this part, it's slowly starting, it's get red, right? Slowly the red heat, it will come or it will move along this line, and once it will reach here, our hand, we will feel the heat. Or sometimes, before reaching here also, if the person is reached here up to some distance, even we can feel the heat. How? Because in this rod, if we zoom this part like this is the rod, right? Here, the heat energy it is induced. The molecules, they will start moving, right? As they are having the energy, they will start moving in this direction. Why? To maintain the equilibrium. As because this part it is heated, this part it is cool. or cool, right? So from this part here energy is high, here energy is low. So the molecule then start moving from a part where energy is high to a part where energy is low. That is, the movement will take place in this way, and while moving in that way, the energy or the molecules or the atoms, these atoms or the molecule will bring or will take away the heat energy. It will take away the heat energy along with that once it will move in this direction. So slowly and slowly, if this is the rod, if we hit this portion, now slowly and slowly you can feel the heat, it will moving or it will move in this direction and it will reach here. This is due to the movement of the atom or the molecules which is in touch with the source of heat. This is the conduction. This is the method of conduction. So this conduction process, it is utilized where, suppose in case of broilers, in the broiler which we use or in our pharmaceutical operation, suppose this is a boiler, this is a general boiler, right? Here we are going to have the coil which is going to give the heat. Heat, it is generally denoted with delta. So heat, so the water is there, right? Or this chamber or this stainless steel part, it will induce the heat to this water, right? The next part, it is the convection. Now, what is convection? What is convection? Suppose I am giving you an example. Most of you have enjoyed the bonfire, right? Most of you have enjoyed the bonfire. So, when during the time of winter, when we enjoy the bonfire, what we used to do? We just used to keep our hand just behind the fire to get the warmth, so that our hand get heated. So this is the convection. So what is convection? In convection, there is no movement. There is no movement of the molecules or atom, but there will be mixing. There will be mixing of the two part which is present. Suppose again I am showing you here, this is the heat, right? Now we are giving our hand at this position. So this part it is cold, right? And this is heated, right? So this is heated, this is cold. So this is the air which is present in between this. Now this, in this part, the air, it is having more energy as because heat is present there, right? Here the heat is less or it is cold, it is have less energy. So convection means mixing of the two different phases of the same substance. Here what is the substance? It is the air. Or mixing of the two different phases. One, it is the colder phases, other one, it is the heating phases. So this is the convection. In the convection, this heating phase or heated air will slowly and slowly will heat up the surrounding air, and finally we will get an area like this. So again, if I show you, suppose here we have, suppose bonfire, right? It will generate a radius among these where we will feel the heat, right? Why it is done so like that? Because as due to the transfer of the heat to the space, right? From the higher energy to the lower energy. Clear? The last part of the heat transfer mechanism, it is the radiation. So radiation, in radiation we will have one source. Suppose we consider the sun as the source, right? So the sun, it is radiating the energy and it is generally provided to everyone, right, through the space. In the radiation energy, the energy, it is transferred through the space in the form of EM waves. What do you mean by EM waves? Electromagnetic waves, right? Electromagnetic waves are produced these electromagnetic waves will carry the energy. These electromagnetic waves will carry the energy. So generally this concept, the radiation concept, it is used in the solar heater, right? Solar water boiler, even in your household microwave oven, these electromagnetic waves are used. These waves, they will utilize the space. This wave will utilize the space to transfer the heat energy. So that's all for today's discussion. Next, we are going to deal deeply with the process of conduction. Moreover, how the equation, defined equation can be applied. How defined equation of thermodynamics can be applied in the process of heat transfer in the pharmaceutical unit operation. So that's all for today. So thank you everyone for your patience hearing. I hope you like the class.